The three phases in a toxic relationship with a psychopath narcissist are the idealization, love bombing stage, which we covered in a previous video. Today we're going to be talking about phase 2, which is the devaluation and decline stage. And then of course in the next video will be phase 3, the discard and decay. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another psychopath exposure video. My name is Kira and today I want to continue this 3-part video series on toxic relationship phases that you're going to go through when entering into a relationship with a psychopath or a narcissist. All 3 of these stages are crucial for the narcissist to orchestrate their plan perfectly. They execute it very, very well, especially the first phase, which is the love bombing stage. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a link below. And at the end of this video, there will also be a tile that you can click on and check it out. Very important that you understand all 3 of these phases so you can identify where you're at and hopefully accelerate your way out of this toxic relationship. So let's dive real deep into this devaluation and decline phase. This is when things start getting really messy in your relationship. This is when all of a sudden all the love bombing stops, when all the attention comes to a halt, when sex starts being pushed to the side, when things that they loved about you they no longer love. This is when things start getting crazy. So let's talk about why the devaluation phase works in a narcissist plan of destruction. If you understand the love bombing stage, then you'll know that by this time you are completely under the spell, completely infatuated, completely in love and bought in to the psychopath narcissist and completely loyal and faithful to your relationship, and you are ever grateful, so ever grateful that you met someone like this. They know that. They know they have you locked in. So when you enter phase 2, it's not going to be drastically, although it's drastic in their mind, but you won't feel a drastic shift yet because the narcissist is going to start testing you. Little by little, they're going to start pulling things back that they used to do. It can't be drastic because then that would be obvious and it wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't work. They have to start suffocating you of things little by little. So the attention's going to drop completely. Suddenly they're not interested in having sex anymore like they used to be. They'll still have sex with you, but not as frequently and not as passionate as before. They're not going to be in the mood to do certain things that you guys did before. They're going to come up with all sorts of reasons and excuses why they're suddenly not in the mood or suddenly too busy and they have all these other things on their mind. If they do engage in sexual activities with you, you're going to notice that they're not really into it. They're looking off at the ceiling. They're distracted, thinking about something else. And if you pay attention to details like me, if you're a little detective like me, you will notice every little thing that's different with somebody. Then you will notice what their eyes are looking at. And their eyes, instead of looking at you, instead of having their eyes locked on you and into your body parts and into the whole moment and the whole experience, you can tell that they're thinking about someone else. And they're probably thinking about their new source of supply. And they know that you know that they're thinking about someone else. They are obvious. They're not trying to hide any of this from you because they know that this is torturous. They know that once you realize they're not interested in having sex with you that much, once you start questioning them, hey, I noticed you weren't in the mood or you're not that into it, they know that that's messing you up inside and messing with your head. They're torturing you. They're enjoying that. They're enjoying every second. They're not trying to hide anything from you. They want you to catch them disinterested and disengaged. They want you to pay attention to that because that's part of the torture. Another thing that happens in the devaluation and decline phase with a narcissistic toxic relationship is that you're going to notice things they used to love about you. For example, the color of your hair, the length of your hair, certain jacket that you wore, certain style of clothing, a certain way that you would carry yourself, jokes that you would tell that were funny, they're going to suddenly not like any of those things. They will completely devaluate the very essence of your soul, the very thing that they used to love and brag about you, they will suddenly despise. So I like to give a very generic example. If you ladies have long hair and your psychopath husband or spouse or boyfriend always loved your long hair and loved, you know, grabbing it and touching it and telling you how pretty, how beautiful you were with long hair, this is the time where they're gonna start telling you, I hate girls with long hair. I wish you had short hair. I wish you just cut it off or shaved it off, or things like that that make no sense. It's okay to embrace change. A little change is healthy, but when they go that drastic, suddenly it doesn't feel well, especially when you were being love bombed for a long time about these features that they claim turned them on so much. Suddenly it's a turnoff. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. You're in the devaluation phase. If that's happening, you're in phase 2. So welcome to phase 2. It doesn't get any better from this point on. Now it's when it gets really bad. Another thing you're going to notice during phase 2 is the lack of attention that you're going to be getting. You know, back in phase 1, you get all the attention. Now their attention is divided between their new source, which they are grooming and love bombing now, and you, who it's like second class or third or fourth class. They don't appreciate or value you anymore. Something happened in that relationship, something triggered them, they realized you weren't perfect, which that'll usually do it, and they realize, hey, this is not going to work. I need to find me another source of supply. This is their never-ending pattern, by the way. So you're going to notice that lack of attention. And your brain, that's used to all the dopamine and all the love bombing, can't handle it. It's like a drug. You were drugged, and now they took the drug away from you, and now you're addicted to it. Now you're having withdrawals. Now it's driving you crazy. So you go from being the person that you were to this needy, fearful, weakened, alternative, bizarro version of you that is a turnoff to anybody, really. And you don't know what to do to stop it. Because what happens is you want that attention again. You want that awesome sex again. You want those compliments and that praise. You want that love bombing. You want it. Because that's all you knew. Your narcissistic partner showed you that's who they always were. So that's who you think they are. They groomed you into thinking that that's what they always did. So suddenly they're doing the complete opposite. It sucks. It hurts. It stings. It gives you anxiety. You feel like the relationship is going to end. You feel like they're not present with you anymore. It kind of sucks. But they know that. That's why they're doing it. You start to walk on eggshells around the psychopath narcissist because, like I said, you're chasing those compliments. You're chasing that approval. So you're afraid of saying the wrong thing, because you fear that they're going to respond with something negative, with some devaluating comment. You dance around the words that might inspire them to give you a compliment. You'll send them a text with a lot of emojis so that they will respond with a lot of emojis and hearts the way they used to do at the beginning of the relationship. But all you get back are 1 or 2 word short answers, very cut and dry. And you know something's wrong, and you're scared. They're doing this on purpose. They don't call you as often, so now you start calling them more. And then you realize you're the only one calling them. They stop making plans with you, so now you're always the one making plans. You start asking them questions instead of making statements because now you want their approval. So before, when you were like, hey, I got a great idea, let's do this tomorrow, I'm gonna pick you up, I'm gonna have all these beautiful things planned, we're gonna have a great time. Now it's like, hey, do you wanna hang out? Do you want to go out to dinner? You start asking questions. You're walking on eggshells. And that's because you know that they're not giving you that attention and that praise, that approval. You're not getting that anymore, so you feel needy. So the crazy part about this is that at the same time that is also repelling the narcissist. It's validating what they already believe to be true. In their point of view, during phase 2, you're worthless. They're interested in their new supply now more than they are with you. So by you becoming this needy, weak, try-hard person, you're pushing them away. Now I'm not blaming you guys for that because we all went through that. That's part of the spell. That's part of their master plan. But it's just interesting how brilliant this plan is to their benefit, that once they start devaluating you and putting you in a state of decline, it's also pushing them away even more and giving them, in their crazy little head and the delusion that they have in their head, this grandiose mindset that a narcissist has, it's only validating and giving them more of a purpose to continue trashing you. Because in their head, you deserve it. In their head, you deserve to be crushed. So you see how it works? You cannot win. You cannot win at this point. This is the point. This is almost the point of no return. If you don't know that you're in a relationship with a toxic predator by this point, this relationship is over. You don't know it, but it's over. And it's a matter of time till you're discarded in phase 3. And the trauma that comes with that is brutal. But I will be making another video on that. So once again, to go over phase 2, just realize you will find yourself walking around eggshells, dancing around the things you say, chasing for that dopamine, chasing for that approval, that sense of approval and validation that you got in phase 1. You're gonna notice sex, not the same anymore. They're barely interested. They're not in the moment. They're not present with you. They're distracted. They don't want to have it. They're not in the mood. They're too busy, too tired. The attention, complete decline. The texts are not the same. The emojis are not the same. The phone calls are not as often, not as frequent. And sometimes the worst of all is one of the first things I was talking about is just when they completely like the opposite of the features that they used to praise all the time, whether it's the color of your hair, whether it's your style, things about you that make you who you are, that make you the attractive person that you are the things that suddenly they hate, they despise, and they find repulsive. And they have no problems telling you in detail how they do not like this about you anymore. And it's totally disheartening. So be wary to that. Look out for those red flags. I'm going to be releasing part 3 of this video series tomorrow, so look out for that. If you got some value out of this video, please show your support. Subscribe to the channel. Share these videos with anybody that's going through a similar situation like you, so they can understand what's going on. You might be able to help them accelerate their recovery. Drop a like on the video and continue to leave comments, guys. I love the sense of community that we've been developing. Everyone's helping each other, sharing their stories. I'm curious how the devaluation phase worked out for you guys. I certainly have a lot of stories that I can share and will be sharing as I continue making videos. But let me know what your narcissist or psychopath did once you entered phase 2. What things did they stop doing that they used to do all the time? How did they start devaluating you and making you feel like you were a worthless piece of shit, when maybe just a few weeks prior you were the best thing since sliced bread? And let's have a chuckle. It's important that we laugh about this because these are disordered children. These are toxic monsters, creatures, predators, low life, low vibrating scum. We have to find this funny. We have to laugh at them. We have to get our power back. And you will. I promise you, you will. Things get better. especially when they're out of your life, especially when you terminate the relationship. And once you start surrounding yourself with survivors and people that have gone over this situation, that are living proof that life is better and that things are going to be okay. So continue to share, continue to like the videos, comment below. Don't forget, there's a free ebook that you can pick up down below in the description. I have a link for you, 5 steps to going no contact with a psychopath narcissist. If you're having trouble cutting these people out of your life, I think you'll get a lot of value from this ebook. It's absolutely free. It's just something I put together. I'm very passionate about this subject. I want you guys to grow and experience the amazing things that I experienced once I got out of this mess. Love yourselves. Once again, thanks for your support. I'll see you guys in the next video.